that that's what it should be. But how do you know what something's truly worth? Whatever you'll pay for it. How do you know what art is worth? It's worth whatever the last person paid. Oof, you want to hear a big one? This is going to hurt a little. You want to know how much you're worth financially? Look at your last paycheck. Okay, now listen. There's no limit on how much money you make. And as long as you accept that you're worth whatever your last paycheck was, then there's no need for your paycheck to change. Your paycheck, you may not feel that you're getting paid what you deserve, and I agree with you. But you are absolutely getting paid what you're worth. And the only way to increase the amount you're getting paid is to be worth more. And the investment that always pays the biggest return is investing in yourself. Invest in your own education, whatever form that means for you, in whatever way is going to provide the most value for the people that you're working with. So that when you say, how may I help you? It's a different value that you're giving them. So the manager's there, the salesperson's there, and the manager comes up and says, I understand you're interested in this television. And I said, I'm beyond interested in this television. I love this television. I think it's fantastic, and I think it will look great in my living room. And the manager says, great, I also understand that you're looking for a little bit of a discount. I said, well, it's more than a little. I said, I have $50 in my pocket. Got it on me. And it's all yours. And the manager said, sir, there's no way we can do it. I said, cool, that makes two of us. Thank you. And the manager goes, well, we may be able to work something out. I said, that's where this guy got that from. So I said, tell me what you can do. And he says, well, it's going to be going on sale next week. We're going to be doing a 10% sale, so we can give it to you now for $1,800. It's the same sales price as next time. I said, that is definitely a discount. 10%, just like you just said. So the thing is that the most that I'm willing to pay for that television right now is $50. And I'm totally comfortable by now because I've gotten over the shock and the worry of receiving the disapproval of this salesperson. So by the time the manager shows up, the manager is the authority figure in the store, I really don't care what he thinks about me either. And so we went back and forth a couple of times. He actually ended up dropping it by 25%. Which if I'd been really wanted to buy the TV, I might have bought the TV. But it was an exercise. So when they said, we'll give it to you for $1,500, I said, you know what, I really appreciate you doing that. I know that you don't have to, and it's $50 or nothing. And the guy looked at me just like, they both at the same time just, like defeated. And it's not my intention to defeat them. My intention was to prove to myself that disapproval is self-constructed. Disapproval is something you have to allow. And so I began to experiment with that in different ways in my life, and I began to take actions that I was always afraid to take before, only for that one thing. I was afraid of receiving disapproval. I was afraid of someone saying, oh, you shouldn't do that. I was afraid of someone saying, that's not appropriate, that's not right. As long as I wasn't hurting anybody, as long as I wasn't breaking any laws, and as long as I wasn't doing anything that was unethical, then I became like a fanatic. I began looking for ways to kind of push against that. I went to a car lot one time just because I was bored, and I was driving on the afternoon, and I pulled into this Mercedes dealership, and I walked around the car, and the guy was, of course, comes out, it's a nice car, $50,000, and he looked at it, or I was looking at it, and he said, what do you think? I said, I think it's fantastic. I said, I'll give you $500 for it right now. And the guy, he was like, there's no way. And he walked away. Smart guy. I was like, cool, thank you very much. Continued to admire the car and ended up having the car like 6 months later, but the idea was just to push against those thought forms that other people have. And then when people of their own feeling are offended by something that you've done in your life, then you no longer have the need to adjust your behavior simply to prevent them from having that growth experience. And one or two things is going to happen. 3, actually. They'll see your new direction, and they'll go, "You're crazy," and they'll leave. And you need to be clear if it's worth dropping your own life in order to maintain that connection. But that actually is a very rare experience for people. A much more common experience is for them to say, "I've known you all this time, you've always been so consistent, and now you're doing all these crazy things. You're going into stores and offering $50 for a television. Who does that?"